Hello. Today, we're going to explain the chemical lesion and how this kind of injury happens. A chemical lesion happens when a chemical product gets in contact with human tissue, as to say the skin or the eyes. A chemical lesion can be caused either by irritants or by corrosive products. On the one hand, irritants can cause erythema, redness, itches, or feeling of dryness. In terms of cell destruction, we can speak then about minor reaction. However, we should not forget the toxic aspect that may be linked to the nature of the product. Think, for example, of white spirit, which is irritating for the skin, but also toxic for the human body. On the other hand, corrosive products can potentially cause serious lesions because of their ability to penetrate the human tissue. In any case, the reaction mechanism is always the same. The chemical product gets in contact with the tissue and stays on the surface for a certain period of time. That period of time depends on the affected body area, the concentration of the chemical product, and its nature. For example, there is a difference between irritants and corrosive products. In the next stage, the chemical penetrates the human tissues and destroys the cells in depth. The deeper the chemical penetrates, the more serious the injury will be. Four factors will define the severity of the chemical lesion: the nature and the concentration of the chemical, the duration of the contact, and the product temperature. First, there is the nature of the product. Depending on the composition of the product, we can notice important differences. Is it an acid, a base, an oxidizer, a reducer, a chelator, or a solvent? Then there is the concentration of the product. For example, there is a big difference between a household toilet unblocker and industrially concentrated sodium hydroxide used in water treatment. The destruction mechanism is the same in both cases. Cells liquefy when getting in contact with the sodium hydroxide molecules. But penetration will be much faster with a highly concentrated chemical product. The duration of the contact is also particularly important. The longer the chemical remains in contact with the human tissue, the more time it has to work. For this reason, it is important to mechanically remove it as quickly as possible. And stop. Last but not least, there is the product temperature. Any liquid brought to a temperature higher than 50 degrees unavoidably causes a thermal burn in case of contact. Cells are destroyed, and therefore penetration of the chemical in all tissue is facilitated. As you can see, the severity of the injury is causally connected to the penetration of the product in the tissue. Therefore, the aim of decontamination is to stop or to minimize product penetration in the tissue as quickly as possible. Decontamination cannot cure, but it has an essential role to stop or limit penetration of the chemical. This allows for a better treatment by medical services. That's why the first aid devices are so important in case of chemical splashes. There are three kinds of risk areas. First, industrial areas. For example, storage, production, unloading, or maintenance areas. Then laboratories, where people handle a wide range of chemical products. And eventually at domestic level with household products such as de-stop cement or lime. A splash with a chemical agent may be related to a human handling error. Container breakages or equipment failures can also result in a chemical splash. For example, a maintenance operation on a poorly recorded or improperly closed valve will lead, in addition to the chemical lesion, to a mechanical shock due to the produced pressure. Besides direct splashes, cross-contamination scenarios are also possible. For example, when someone rubs his eye with a contaminated glove. Unfortunately, there are many accidents. To avoid them, priority number one remains the respect of safety instructions. At collective level, through compliance with the site's prevention plan; at individual level, through wearing the personal protective equipment. But even with a good prevention plan and thorough precaution, accidents may happen. Therefore, an efficient decontamination system is essential in every risk zone. So a potential chemical accident might remain an incident. Prevor is a company of researchers who want to bring solutions to their customers to reduce the frequency and severity of chemical accidents through their technological innovations. For that, we provide you with an offer which includes 3 aspects: a range of first aid solutions in case of an accidental eye or skin contact with a chemical product; a range of products that allows you to restore your work areas and equipment following a chemical spill or leak; and finally, we offer you a range of tools to inform, train and advise you on chemical risk prevention. Our mission? To be your partner on the broad topic of chemical risk prevention.